People have money and they will lend it to you, right? And we have lots of individuals that lend us lots of money. And Jerry, who just stepped in, we brought an attorney, paralegal who works for one of my attorneys. He's gonna get into talking about title and all the important things, but he'll tell you, all my deals are pretty much privately funded these days, right? And these guys make the paperwork for me. They make sure everything is right, and I just look at the rate and the term. That's all I care about. Now at this point, I trust that they do the paperwork right, because I'm not going to read all the paperwork. You guys should in the beginning, especially when you work with a new attorney with it. So an investment for them, it's better return on their investment. You set the guidelines and the rates, not the lender, right? See, the difference between hard money and private money is when you're working with private money, you're in control. You set the rates. You tell them what you pay. You tell them what the terms are. Sometimes that will be negotiated. If he's a advanced lender, or might not necessarily be hard money, but he might say, hey Lee, I appreciate 8%. That sounds like a good return, but I kind of pretty smart guy. I invest in gold, I invest in stocks, I day trade, I do all these different things, and quite honestly, I'm doing a little bit better than that. Maybe I can lend you some money, but I think I'd like to work with 10%. You're new, and you might be like, 10% is good. Or you might say, well, actually, let's go to 9. I don't know. I would take the 10. If I'm new and I'm looking to do a deal, I'd jump all over the 10 if I was new. It's a little different for me now, and now I use a little bit more advanced strategies. Why? Because my goal now, where my business is, think about all the money we're borrowing, right? That's a big deal. And if I can drive my cost of money down while Bill's out acquiring properties and my team's doing all this work, that's why we're talking to banks now. That's why we're looking at more advanced strategies to drive our cost of money down. We're talking millions of dollars, and I'm going to do what I can do to control that and bring that. You're not there yet. You're not in that position. I'd jump all over 10% or 12% if the guy has a lot of money to lend you. Make him happy, man. Get that money and put it to work. Because a few more points ain't going to matter when you're making 30, 40, 50, or $100,000 on a house.
In that case, if somebody and they're ready to lend you the money at whatever percent, do you leave it at that?
Yes. I don't get anybody to sign anything. There's no contract.
No, I mean, beyond that, are you offering a 50-50 on the...
No. Remember what we talked about before about the partnership?
Purely the interest?
Yeah, this is, so when I got into earlier about partnerships, those are all different creative ways to partner with someone. Right now we're talking about people that have money. You can still partner with the private money guy. Maybe he has $500,000 and maybe making 8 or 10% of his money does an interest on.
Right.
So you suggest a partnership. You might say, hey, you can say maybe rather than going 50-50 in the deal, what if you were to offer him 15%?
Right.
You look at your bottom line. He might be, who wouldn't be ecstatic about making 15% of their money?
Right.
Is that better? Look at the numbers. Would that be better than paying them 50% of the deal? I think it would be.
Absolutely.
Almost, unless it's a really thin deal, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you up the interest rate rather than jumping into an equity deal, right? So who's the lender? What are they about? What are their advanced skills? What do they know? And then negotiate, work it out. They're all around you guys. Your doctors, your dentists, your lawyers, successful business owners, right? And some of you guys asked me, are you using any of your own money? And I said, we use a little bit of our own money, but I can tell you in 5 years from now, I'll be the hard money lender. I'll be pulling back a little bit, letting the business run, but that money's got to get me invested. So why not lend it? I know this business. I'll be the guy making 15%, 3 points or 4 points. I won't be charging 18 and 8 unless the banks are charging 12 or something. That's different, right? But I'm not going to get greedy. I want to make it fair for the people like everything I do in life. I want to be fair. So depending on the circumstances, depending on the investor, if it's their first deal, I might want a little bit more. I might want you to put skin in the game, right? I might have to watch you a little bit more closely. If someone like Eric comes around, maybe he's doing 5 to 10 deals a year now, and we go to contract and say, hey, I want to do all your deals, and let's talk about a rate. Maybe he starts negotiating with me, and we come to terms.